Paul Heyman takes massive shot at Roman Reigns ahead of WWE SummerSlam. Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Paul Heyman has continued to mock Roman Reigns after he was laid out in vicious fashion on the final Raw before WWE SummerSlam. Roman Reigns will be part of a huge tag team match at SummerSlam when he teams with his right-hand man, Jey Uso, to clash with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. It's believed WWE had to pivot to make the tag team match after Seth Rollins suffered a knee injury that has seen him put out of action for an indeterminate amount of time. Breaker and Reed sent a huge message to Reigns and Uso on Raw. Under the guidance of Paul Heyman, Breaker and Reed laid out the former Bloodline pair, with Bronson Reed going as far as to steal Reigns' shoes. How is Paul Heyman? Delighted by Roman Reigns' attack, and Paul Heyman loved it. At a safe distance from Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman reacted to the attack on social media to mock the OTC. The real reason for Reed stealing Reigns' shoes has apparently been revealed. But Roman Reigns won't have to wait long for his chance at revenge, as the tag team bout will take place on night 1 of SummerSlam. Seth Rollins' return to WWE at SummerSlam will not work, says 18-time champion. For one major reason, WWE superstar Seth Rollins is currently out of in-ring competition due to a knee injury. Many speculate that it might be part of a storyline, and the Visionary could make a surprise return at SummerSlam 2025. However, Hall of Famer Bully Ray believes Rollins' return at the biggest party of the summer would not work. Ray has won the Hardcore Championship 8 times, the World Tag Team Championship 8 times, and the WWE and WCW Tag Team Championships once each, making him an 18-time champion. Seth Rollins last competed inside the squared circle at Saturday night's Main Event XL, where he locked horns with LA Knight in a singles match. At one point in the bout, the Visionary tweaked his knee while performing the Swanton Bomb and a moonsault on his opponent. This led to the contest ending in favor of Knight. Since then, Rollins has not been seen on TV, and there are no updates on when he will return. Although the former WWE World Heavyweight Champion has himself confirmed that the injury is real, many still speculate that it may be part of a storyline, and Rollins could return at SummerSlam to cash in his Money in the Bank contract during CM Punk vs. Gunther. During a recent edition of the Busted Open podcast with host Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray said that Seth Rollins' return to WWE TV at SummerSlam could overshadow his teammates, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, who are set to face Roman Reigns and Jey Uso in a tag team match. Ray also highlighted that Reed and Breaker stepped out of Rollins' shadow on this week's WWE Raw, where they assaulted Reigns and Uso. The Hall of Famer added that he believed they would once again be in the Visionary's shadow if he were to return at the biggest party of the summer. If you saw the return of Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, do you think his return and cashing in would totally overshadow what Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed did last night? Dave LaGreca: I think it would. Yeah, and I don't think that's a good thing because these guys, for the first time last night, stepped out of the shadow, he said. And the shadow was still there despite Seth not being there. So, if Seth did come back, I'd almost be worried that we'll be back to the same old with Seth Rollins and the backups, because last night they were not backups. 10:49 to 11:27, Teddy Long believes WWE could strip Seth Rollins of the MITB briefcase. During a recent edition of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine, Teddy Long said that WWE could strip Seth Rollins of the Money in the Bank briefcase amid his injury absence by bringing in Raw General Manager Adam Pearce to change that rule. They can always bring in the GM. The GM there, Adam there, he can always change that rule. But he can say he went to a higher authority, someone higher than him, to find out what he can really do and what he can't do. And he found out that he can change that rule. So let's leave it in the hands of the GM, he said. It remains to be seen what the Triple H-led creative team has planned for the men's MITB briefcase amid Seth Rollins' absence. Preview and predictions for WWE's first-ever 2-night SummerSlam. The biggest party of the summer has finally arrived, as the special 2-night event will be headlined with John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. WWE is back with their latest special, SummerSlam. This feels like a star-studded show that could result in one of the best SummerSlams, if done correctly. Let's get started with the first match. Still don't think Gunther is going to be a world champion for long, but I also don't think CM Punk will walk out as champion either. Do I see Punk winning a world title in his current run? Honestly, I don't know. WWE is clearly building towards the future, and while CM Punk is a valuable commodity, I just don't see him holding the world title anytime soon. But I can see him beating Gunther. However, the caveat with that is Seth Rollins will come out and cash in his Money in the Bank contract. I don't buy that Seth is injured. Of course, I could be completely wrong, but I see a Seth cash in here. Despite feuding all year, the Punk-Rollins feud is far from over. I can see WWE adding the world title as the extra wrinkle to their rivalry. He has teased Gunther versus Rollins in the past, but I don't see it right now unless the former is turning babyface. This is genuinely a hard decision, but I can't rule out the notion that Seth doesn't cash in. There's more juice in a CM Punk reign than Gunther. The latter has already fought all of the top babyfaces on Raw, whereas there's fresh opponents if Punk leaves SummerSlam as the champion. The title is definitely going to Rollins, but the more I think about it, the more Punk winning just makes sense. Well, I'll be damned. Jade Cargill. Tiffany held the belt for a good portion of the year, so it's time. Plus, WWE has been grooming Cargill for this moment. The only way this match doesn't end with Cargill winning is if her performance is so bad that they call an audible and let Tiffany retain. I suppose there's the slim possibility of Tiffany turning heel, and she wins in a nefarious manner. The story between these two has been virtually non-existent. But it would be great if WWE could properly build this feud that helps both Tiffany and Jade. But Survivor Series will have War Games, and I don't think WWE is waiting to crown Jade at WrestleMania 42. If WWE really wants fans to be excited about Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns, which I suspect will happen at WrestleMania 42, then Breaker should get the win here. However, Roman hasn't had a major win in 2025. I don't think another loss would harm him because he's Teflon Don at this point, but Triple H may think that giving Reigns a win here is best for business. Honestly, Roman doesn't need the win. Neither does Jey, since he isn't challenging for any major titles soon. I feel WWE may actually pull the trigger here, though I wouldn't be surprised if Reigns got the pin on Reed. 5 shocking twists that can happen at WWE SummerSlam 2025. UWE's biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam 2025, is just 2 nights away. For the first time in the history of the company, the Stamford-based promotion will have a 2-night SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Several big matches are on the card on both nights of the show. John Cena will defend his undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes, while Gunther will put his World Heavyweight title on the line against CM Punk. The OTC1 Roman Reigns will team up with JUSO to lock horns with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker on Night 1 in a tag team match. Similarly, Tiffany Stratton will square off against Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Naomi will also put her newly won Women's World Championship on the line against Rhea Ripley and IYO Sky in a triple threat encounter. Since it's one of the biggest WWE events after WrestleMania, the show is expected to have some dramatic twists and surprises that will leave the fans spellbound. In this listicle, we will discuss 5 shocking twists that can happen at SummerSlam. AJ Styles joins the Judgment Day. After winning the WWE Intercontinental Championship, the Phenomenal One finally gets an opportunity to win the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. He has been after the title for quite some time and has been looking to get his hands on Dominic Mysterio. However, the surprise that might unseat the fans at SummerSlam is AJ Styles turning heel and joining the Judgment Day as Dominic's replacement. Dominic might also turn face at SummerSlam and exit the heel faction. There has already been tension brewing between Dom and Finn Balor for some time. After losing the gold, the Prince might come out to beat up Dom and then officially induct Styles as the newest member of the Judgment Day after Roxanne Perez. Styles turned face last year, after returning from his injury on SmackDown. As a heel in 2024, he fought Cody Rhodes twice for the Undisputed Championship at 2 big premium live events. It'll be interesting to see if the 2-time WWE champion would challenge CM Punk or Cody Rhodes for the world title if either of them wins at SummerSlam. Randy Orton turns heel, attacking Jelly Roll after losing the match. Randy Orton will team up with singer-rapper Jelly Roll for a tag team match against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul at SummerSlam. However, the Viper might fall short of a victory as Jelly Roll is no match against McIntyre or Logan Paul. Orton will have a disadvantage in this match, as he may not be able to count on equal support from Jelly Roll in this contest. Therefore, there is a chance that the Apex Predator ends up on the losing side, and if that happens, he can go mad against Jelly Roll and attack him, turning heel in the process. Randy's heel turn has been speculated for some time, as he has been a face for a while now. Moreover, he has also lost quite a number of significant matches as a face in WWE. The Viper, as a heel, has always been an interesting option for the fans as he does out-of-the-box stuff as a villain. At SummerSlam, the 14-time WWE World Champion can turn heel. Jey Uso turns on Roman Reigns. One big shocking event at SummerSlam could be Jey Uso betraying Roman Reigns and costing the tag team match against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Roman Reigns is a strong contender to win at SummerSlam, but the creative team might not let Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker lose clean this early. The only way to end the match is to get Jey to turn on Roman Reigns and then cost him the match. This